Hello YouTube, Test Subject 24 here, and just before I start this StarCraft 2 replay I'm going to cast, I'm just going to tell you what's going on. So me and a couple of friends decided to play a free-for-all match. So my friends here are Matt and Matt. So I'm going to be calling this Matt Peanut, because that's his name on this, the Peanut. And then we have Mjølner, which is always difficult to say, so I'm just going to call him Matt. That's the name of Thor's hammer, I think. And also, that letter there, that O, is a right pain to put in. It took me ages to manage to add him to my friends list. And of course, I'm spawning up here as Test Subject V. So I'm the teal Protoss. Peanut is the pink Terran, desperate to be pink, and Matt down here as the green Terran. Okay, my friend Matt here is playing. He's playing on a Mac, you see, so he is going to be. Well, he certainly has a lot of trouble with loading up StarCraft 2, and he sees a lot of loading screens. And my other friend, the Peanut, he isn't playing on a Mac, so he doesn't have that problem, but whenever we've played and we lose and things go wrong, he gets very angry, and he quite often rage quits. So that's just a couple of things about my my two friends that might be relevant whilst you're playing, whilst you're watching us play this match. Okay, so let's get this replay started, and we'll just put it on ×2 for the time being, because nothing much happens in the early game. Because none of us try any sort of cheese builds or rushes or anything like this, which I was surprised about, because Matt particularly favours the just cheese them before they can do anything, whereas the Peanut prefers to turtle up and just wall in and hide. Placing my pylon here so I can actually start walling in myself, just to keep units away from your mineral line, because whilst walling in isn't as effective versus Terran, because Marines can just shoot past the wall in anyway, it is effective in stopping them from just running straight up to your mineral line. They're probably going to stop here, attack your buildings, and in the meantime you are still producing. So Matt here scouting out with his SCV, he's scouted around, so he just, if you look around, he can just, hasn't really scouted that much, but he knows where people have spawned. So he knows Peanut's over here and I'm over there, which is particularly relevant when you're deciding who to attack. So Peanut has an engineering bay going down, as well as a barracks, which he's adding a tech lab on, so he's going to be going Marine Marauder. And Matt here completing his wall in, and will be starting to produce some units pretty soon. Now here I've got Forge, and a gateway and a cybernetics core, so and a couple of cannons to defend this wall in. What was quite annoying that Matt managed to do was he got this refinery on top of my gas, so I couldn't get my second gas after Cybercore, so I had to spend time destroying this. I also messed up in that my second zealot here spawned actually within my wall in, so these two pylons trapping him here, which was very annoying, because he's now useless unless I either kill him to free up supply or destroy a pylon. Probably better it's worth it really just killing the zealot. It's probably the better option. So a second barracks going down here for Peanut, this time with a reactor to get more of the Marines out. Second barracks as well for Matt, and if we look at the units tab, we can see that Matt here has the fewest SCVs, but he does have these mules, which will begin to help him out a lot. And whereas the Peanut has some Marauders and some Marines, which Marauders are very good versus Protoss gateway units. So Zealots and Stalkers aren't going to be particularly effective. Certainly in this early game, I'm going to need to get out Immortals and Colossus and things to effectively deal with those. Matt here adding on the reactor to start getting out more Marines, and he does have a tech lab down so he can get Marauders on the way. And a third barracks, so it's 3 barracks out from Matt, 2 barracks and a factory from Peanut. So tech lab down, researching siege mode, always good on your siege tanks, because siege tanks without siege mode are really not worth the cost. So here I've got a few Stalkers, turning my warp gates into gateways, and just killing off this zealot here, so I can free up supply, because if we look, I don't have that much supply to spare. If we look at production, bunker on the way, as well as level 1 up attack for me. The bunker's going to be going down here behind the wall-in. Both Terran players, of course, going for an orbital command, because you always need it for the scans and for the mules to help your income. If we have a look at the income tab, I'm currently in the lead, because I think if we look at units, yeah, I have the most workers. And if we look at upgrades, engineering bay only just going down for Matt, and level 1 attack on the way for Peanut, whereas I've got level 1 attack almost finishing. So it's very important to keep on top of your upgrades, so you know it will give you big advantages in battles. So Matt here deciding to push up with some early units just to see what sort of defences I have. These Zealots on hold position, a bad idea versus Terran, because you want those Zealots to be running forwards. A good thing to do there is to, rather than try and engage with the Zealots, draw them back so the units are forced to come within range of the cannons. So if we look at units lost, I've lost a couple of Zealots, and he lost a few Marine Marauders. Peanut now tagging the Zelnaga Tower, so now he will have good vision around the centre of the map, so he knows what's going on. We have siege tanks on the way, a few already set up. So if we have a look at army, Peanut has spent the most on his army, and then me, then Matt. We'll have a look at APM. None of us are at particularly high APM. We're all just really we're not playing competitively. We're not worried about what's going on. It's just a friendly match, not in any sort of league, or although I'd imagine that certain people might get a bit annoyed if they were completely ground into the dust. But that's not going to happen. What should we? We'll have units lost up, and we'll also have a look at speeding up what's going on. Observer here, and a scout there from Peanut. Now, observer is always going to be useful. For anybody who plays Protoss, you want to use these, even if you just to check where your opponents spawn. So I now know Matt's down here, and then of course, because it's only 3 players, I know that Peanut's up here. Now, it's also useful to use observers to spot the high ground. I can also see that there's a Stargate, and I can see that there's 2 engineering bays, and just here clearing up these units, these Stalkers, not actually doing anything. Wasn't really paying attention there. But there we go, taking that out. And I do have Blink researched. I've got myself, as well as a robotics facility, to get out those observers. I have a warp prism, and I've researched blink, and I have charge on the way. So now a scan there to show what's going on, and so just to reveal what's going on. So you can see vision from Peanut. Now he can see these structures there. Now I'm just going to speed it up a bit because I know something interesting happens pretty soon. These stalkers here, I decide that seeing as I have my observer in a good position, I'll move forward with these stalkers, and we'll just look at John's vision. So these stalkers blink up here, and I just decide to blink up and try and do some damage. So rather than pushing forward and trying to finish him off, I decide to aim for the tech structures, and Matt, of course, pulls off all his SCVs, which I can just blink around, and putting him on very little income. Well, he's only gaining gas. Does have a siege tank from the factory. Well, actually, quite a well-placed factory, but really needs more on the way. He has hovering 3,000 minerals. Probably would have been best if he'd have spent those. Yeah, there's Matt saying, knew I should have cheesed. Usually that is exactly what Matt would have done. He wouldn't have waited, he would have just rushed me before I had any units. So Matt saying GG there, but he's not finished yet. He's going to stay in the game, and because we're just, you know, having a bit of fun. So Matt, of course, lifts off and flies away. Now if I'd have been really on top of it with my stalkers, I was busy trying to make sure I had reinforcements and things. So Peanuts here didn't just destroy me whilst Matt was whilst I was distracted with Matt. I'm just finishing off the buildings here that can't be lifted off. I don't know why Matt chose to go and try and land in the Peanuts base. He would have probably been better off heading out here, or just, well, basically anywhere than over here, where there is a bunch of units ready to start killing him. So lots of damage going on here to Matt's orbital command center, whilst these stalkers just I've just set them to head about killing. He does have a bunker here with 4 Marines in, so which if I'd have just wandered out with one of these stalkers, they probably could have killed them. I also should probably finish off these SCVs. Orbital command has flown right over Peanut's base. I do have an observer here to spot this, and so there Matt has been taken out there by some good blink stalker. It's always good to make use of blink stalkers, especially when your opponent isn't really prepared for it. Now I don't know these SCVs are here. I've forgotten about it, but I do set out to start attacking this barracks here, and yeah, that barracks is gone. Although he has landed 2 barracks inside the Peanuts base, which he's choosing not to attack, which is fine. And Marines on the way, although he does need to make some supply depots, as he is still hovering 3,000 minerals. Anyway, I have quite a few zealots out now, as well as an expansion up and running, getting out immortals, and just sending out this warp prism to see what damage I can do with that. Adding on more warp gates here, and I am actually mined out here, so I should be transferring these probes somewhere else. So I try and blink my stalkers up here to do some damage, but I don't have enough, and so Peanut manages to finish them off relatively easy. Although, and then realised that Matt has just stuck a bunch of units in his base, and so proceeds to kill off the barracks, and the 1 Marine Matt managed to get out in time. My observer's still here for the time being, And of course, if we look at resources lost, I have actually lost quite a lot because I sent those stalkers to their deaths. But Matt has, of course, lost a lot more. And I do have an expansion, so if we look at income, I'm doing much better in income. So I can afford to send these units out to try and do damage. Now, I just want to check on Peanut's vision. He actually knows this orbital's there. Well, he can see it in his vision. Whether or not he actually knows it's there is debatable. So, if we look here, my observer has vanished. No, he's moved. I thought he does. This observer does get killed off. He eventually builds turrets. So Matt has another command center set up. He's back to mining some resources. And just as we can see, turrets on the way. Just basically, Matt's now trying to get back into the game, but already he's far too far behind. And as we can see here, I've got plenty of upgrades and a Dark Shrine, because I love using Dark Templar. So I have these guys here. He does have these missile turrets, which is a bit irritating, because that does mean that he can actually see them where they are now. So he's completely prepared for what's happening. But I try and send them up here just in case, but they do manage to scout out and see that there is in fact there isn't in fact an expansion here. So he actually can't see these Dark Templar now because they're out of range of these missile turrets. And that scan didn't quite wasn't really close enough. So these guys are just going to chill out here for a bit, just making sure that expansion isn't taken. Matt over here has moved his command center because it was attacked. Now I sent some stalkers up there. We'll just take it back a minute. I have some stalkers here. What I was going to try and do was try and snipe these missile turrets, but in the end I just ended attacking this Thinker, because if I managed to take these two out, I would have been able to run up with my Dark Templar and destroy these depots. Probably should be repairing there. Anyway, Matt is now set up with at least some SCVs mining, and he can start producing some units, which if me and Peanut completely kill both our armies trying to destroy the other, Matt could have actually run up and won the game. But for the time being, that isn't going to happen. So if we just speed it up for a bit, I'm just producing Immortals and a ton of observers because I think one of my observers got destroyed because he's put up turrets here, and so I went a bit overkill on the observers. These Dark Templar scouting out and about finish off Matt's orbital there, but he has another one up and running, which I didn't realise. Just checking there that Peanut didn't take this base instead of this expansion, in case he was trying to hide that from me. Another observer heading out, and you'll notice here I have a bunch more Blink Stalkers.